Hey, you kind of kids. Here we are with the last part of Mod 65, dealing with Prisoner's Dilemma and what happens if we play this game over and over and over again. As you're looking at this section right here, in terms of the Prisoner's Dilemma, what we have is a prisoner's dilemma situation with two guys. Here's prisoner A, here's prisoner B. If we're looking at prisoner B now making a choice, if prisoner A decides to confess, prisoner B can choose to confess and get 5 years or remain silent and get 20, so they're going to confess. If prisoner A decides to remain silent, prisoner B can come up here and they can choose confess and get 0 years down here, or they can remain silent and get 1 year. So both times, prisoner B is going to want to confess. Knowing that prisoner B is going to be in this column, prisoner A now has a choice between going for 5 years here and going for 20 years down here. They're going to pick 5. We're going to end up with a confess, confess. And that's how prisoners' dilemmas are set up. Just make sure you don't get confused in terms of rows or columns. You always, no matter what the thing is, don't go across, don't do some subtraction and try to say, oh, this is better than that. Just look and see, oh, I'm in this row here. This is a choice I have, bang, bang, which one's better? Done, end of story. Or I'm in this column, which choice is better? Oh, that one is. Even if it's 1 unit, it doesn't matter if the other one would be 20 units. If you can't get over there because this person made this choice in this column, then you're kind of stuck between the two that you have in your rows. There you have it. Not going to be the best for them, obviously. If they would have remained silent in this case, they both would have got 1 year, which would have been better off, but that's the way it goes. Now, what happens if you decide to have like some sort of collusion where you have a repeated interaction, right? Like, let's say it's not just a one-time, hey, we committed this crime, this is what's happening. What happens if you're a business and you know that other business is going to be in business too for a long period of time, and you have to play this game back and forth and back and forth? Imagine if it's Delta and United, or if it's Coke and Pepsi. I mean, you're not going anywhere. So is it okay to screw the other person over, or because you know you're going to play this person over and over and over again, is there a better solution? This repeated interaction is called a tit for tat strategy. And basically, tit for tat means whatever you do to me, I'm going to do back to you. So if you decide to do something nice for me, then I'm probably going to do something nice for you. But if you decide to like be mean to me, then I'm going to be mean back. What I'd like you to do is look at this Serendip game. If you click on it, it should get to a link that looks something like this, and it'll say like, you've found the prisoner's dilemma. With each turn of the game, this is going to happen to you. You can graph out these coins in terms of what you should do. So if you look at it, if you both cooperate, you receive 3 gold coins. If one of you decides to cooperate and the other decides not to, the successful competitor gets 5, unsuccessful gets none. If you both decide to outdo one another or compete, you each get a single coin. You can set it up and figure out what you're supposed to do. And what your dominant strategy is. And then when you play, you just have these choices of these boxes. Cooperate or compete, play. Cooperate or compete, play. The one thing you don't know is how many rounds there are in the game. So because you don't know how many rounds there are, and the game could end at any time, you have to be kind of careful. Try some different strategies, see what the best one is. It's kind of I don't know, it's kind of silly, but at the same time, I think you'll get to understand, is it better for me to compete or cooperate? So as you're looking at that, again, collusion is interesting. Tacit collusion is defined as cooperation without a formal agreement. It's kind of like that handshake deal or a gentleman's agreement, if you will. Overt is when you decided to do it. Like you signed a contract or you made some agreement where it's like you went out of your way to tell people like, hey, this is what happened. Pretty easy to get in trouble with overt collusion, more difficult with tacit. Like someone's got to really, maybe there's a hidden wiretap or something, like, you know, you're looking at stuff like that going on. That is game theory in the books. Then we're going to look at oligopoly in practice. Make sure you click on the video that is in this section that isn't me, but it's dealing with a splitter steal game that's going to happen. That's a good one to watch too, and you can kind of try to figure out, hey, what should they do in this particular instance. All right, thanks a lot. Bye.